My boss implemented a company-wide accountability policy where any mistake meant instant termination, so I made sure his mistakes got the same treatment. Gerald became VP of Operations in March and immediately called an all-hands meeting. He stood at the front of the conference room in his gray suit with his arms crossed. From today forward, we're implementing a zero-tolerance accountability policy. One mistake, you're gone. No warnings, no second chances. Someone raised their hand. What qualifies as a mistake? Anything that costs the company money or wastes company time. Late to a meeting, fired. Typo in a client email, fired. Miss a deadline, fired. He smiled. Excellence or exit. Those are your options. The first person got fired on day 3. Janet from accounting sent an email to a client with the wrong attachment. Gerald called her into his office at 9:47 a.m. She was packing her desk by 10:15 a.m. The second person got fired for being 4 minutes late to a meeting because of traffic. Gerald didn't care. 4 minutes is 4 minutes. By week 2, we'd lost 6 people. The office was terrified. People were showing up an hour early, triple checking every email. I watched Gerald walk around with this satisfied look on his face like he was finally running things properly. Then, I started noticing things. Gerald would send emails at weird hours. 11 p.m., 2 a.m., sometimes with typos, small ones, but still mistakes according to his own policy. I started screenshotting everything. On March 23rd, he sent a client email that said, "Looking forward to our meeting next week." On March 27th, he showed up to a 9 a.m. meeting at 9:06 a.m. I have timestamps from the security camera footage I requested from IT. On April 2nd, he sent a budget report to the executive team with the decimal point in the wrong place, made a $45,000 error. I saved everything. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I just knew I needed ammunition. Then Gerald fired Marcus. Marcus had been with the company for 11 years. He missed one deadline by 30 minutes because his kid was in the hospital. Gerald called him in and terminated him on the spot. Marcus was crying, actually crying, begging for his job. Gerald just shrugged. Policy is policy. That's when I decided I was done. I compiled every single mistake Gerald had made into a folder. Screenshots, timestamps, email records, security footage. I had 23 documented violations of his own policy. I sent the folder to the CEO with a subject line, "Accountability Policy Violations, VP Gerald Morrison." I included a note. Per the Zero Tolerance Accountability Policy implemented by Gerald Morrison, these violations should result in immediate termination. I trust the policy will be applied equally to all employees regardless of position. I got called into the CEO's office 2 hours later. My hands were shaking. I thought I was about to get fired for going over Gerald's head. Instead, the CEO had the folder open on his screen. He looked tired. "This is all accurate?" "Yes, sir. Every screenshot has a timestamp." He leaned back in his chair. "Gerald's been here 3 months and fired 14 people. 17, sir. 3 more this morning." He closed his laptop. "I'll handle this." Gerald got called into a meeting at 3 p.m. By 3:45 p.m., he was packing his desk. I watched from across the office. His face was purple. His hands were shaking so bad he could barely grip his coffee mug. He looked over at me once, just once. I smiled and gave him a little wave. The CEO sent a company-wide email an hour later announcing Gerald's departure and the immediate termination of the accountability policy. 12 of the 17 people Gerald fired got called back and rehired with back pay. Marcus came back on Monday. He walked right up to my desk and hugged me. Didn't say anything, just hugged me for a solid 10 seconds and walked away. Gerald's LinkedIn still says he's pursuing new opportunities. Excellence or exit. Those were his options.